Hey guys, welcome back. All right, guys, I'll be showing you some dates. None of these dates have anything to do with the rate change. Okay, these are just dates of just different general items. Okay, this video is my opinion and should not be used for financial purposes. I am not a financial advisor. Okay, all right. So here's a couple things here, guys. So here's a list of Iraq holidays from the year of 2018. Look at the fourth item up from the bottom. Okay, the fourth item up from the bottom says Wednesday, October 3rd, Independence Day. Again, the fourth item up from the bottom, Wednesday, October 3rd, Independence Day. Again, that's a list of 2018 holidays. Let's go down. Let's look at the next list. Okay, this is a 2019 holiday list for the country of Iraq. Fourth one up from the bottom, Thursday, October 3rd, Independence Day. Thursday, October 3rd, Independence Day. Okay. Here's my point in showing this to you. From last year of 2019 all the way back to 1932, guys, that holiday has always been called Independence Day. It's never had a name of National Day, not International Day, just plain old National Day. Okay, so this new holiday naming convention of National Day, guys, is brand new to the year of 2020. Again, October 3rd. So here's one of the original articles I've already showed you guys. You guys have already seen this. It's about Iraq's October 3rd new national holiday. Okay. And then here's an important green highlight. It says the importance of this day is because it is an official and international recognition. So this new national holiday is to give Iraq official and international recognition for the establishment of Iraq being an independent Iraqi state. Again, this gives Iraq official and international recognition of the establishment of Iraq being an independent Iraqi state. Okay? That's the purpose of this new holiday, for being renamed from Independence Day to now National Day, again on October 3rd, this coming Saturday. Okay? Now, again, guys, this has nothing to do with rate change dates, okay? Now, in the past, we've talked about those contracts, those contractual agreements, those MOUs that were drafted on August 20th, while Iraq was in Washington, D.C., okay? They drafted roughly $8.2 billion worth of contractual agreement with U.S. companies, okay? I gave you guys an example. I said all of these contractual agreements have to have an execution period in there. Okay, I just kind of gave you an example of a 30-day, okay, just like a 30-day execution period as an example. Okay, again, what I'm going to show you has nothing to do with the rate change date. It's just something of interest. That's all it is. Again, something of interest. So one thing I wanted to show you guys was this is a day calculator, okay? From you near the top left corner here, you have the start date of August 20th when Iraq had that meeting, okay? To an end date of October 4th, and that is a 45-day period. Just because we don't know those contracts that they signed on August 20th do have, I guarantee they have to have an execution period. For example, if you bought a house, you're with your realtor. That contractual agreement is going to have a 30-day execution period inside the contract. Okay? So again, if you were to buy a house, your contract on the house agreement with your realtor would actually have a 30-day execution period in it. So all contracts have an execution period. So this right here, we don't know. We're not able to see Iraq's these contracts that were drafted on August 20th. We'll never be able to see those. But again, they have to have an execution period. We don't know what that data is or what that time value is. It could be 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever. It's some value that's unknown. So I'm just bringing you guys general information, just so you guys can see some general information from different angles. So again, from August 20th to October 4th, guys, if you look in the bottom corner, the result of that is a 45-day period. Okay, just wanted to show that to you in case you just show you some different things from different angles, okay? Let's get into the news. All right. First article here. Kademi chairs a meeting to discuss the 2020 budget, okay? Baghdad Today, an informed source said Monday, September 28th, Prime Minister Kademi chaired a meeting to discuss the 2020 budget bill. The source said in an interview, Baghdad Today, Kademi held a special meeting to discuss the current year's budget after it was withdrawn from the House of Representatives earlier. Mohammed Shia Sadani spoke about the reason the government withdrew the 2020 budget. One day after it was sent, the government withdrew the budget law for the year of 2020 to make amendments to it. As you guys know, that was because the deficit was too high in that budget. He added, as a result of the meeting of the three presidencies and the political forces, it came to clear that the deficit rate in the 2020 budget was too much. So without the government providing any economic reforms, Soudani continued, the government relied on borrowing from the balance of the central bank. There you go, guys, balancing or borrowing. They're borrowing from the balance of the central bank. That's that internal borrowing I told you, okay? Noting that this process is considered dangerous and affects the country's financial situation. So, as you guys know, it's, you guys already know this. So there you go. The last paragraph, a document issued by the House of Representatives stated, we hope to withdraw the federal draft budget law for the Republic for the fiscal year, guys. That they can't draft. Here's the real side of this. If they were to withdraw the budget, the rate change will not happen until next year, okay? Till 21. So again, you want to keep your eyes on the budget. You want to see what they do. Remember, I told you to keep your eyes on that 2020 budget right now, okay? That's the main thing we need to follow. They're most likely not going to withdraw it. Remember, right now, since yesterday, they've started implementing a boatload of BS and sharing a lot of it with you. So this is most likely one of those BS articles, okay? Next article. Deputy reveals the truth about the trend to print more Iraqi currency paper to cover expenses. Baghdad Today, a member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, Representative Jamal Cougar on Sunday, September 27th, that the government intention to print more Iraqi currency to cover expenses, while he warned of dangers of the step without providing the difficult currency. In an interview with Baghdad Today, Cougar said any government tendency to print more cash must be covered by hard currency, gold, or domestic product. Otherwise will dilute the currency after losing part of its value. He added, there is no government approach so far in this direction, and the Finance Committee does not support such a decision because of the economic risks it has in different directions. He added, his committee has an important economic alternative in order to provide financial liquidity to the government to pay its expenses without resorting to a new currency printing, which is the resettlement of salaries for all of its employees in the ministries and the adoption of accelerated steps in this direction. And Cougar stated that the Emirization has many post aspects, including securing financial liquidity for the government to cover its expenses. The economic expert spoke on Monday, the 25th, about the three most important controls that must be taken into account when printing the national currency in order to prevent price increases in the country and harm the poor. Al-Qaidi said in an interview with Baghdad Today that any printing process for the Iraqi local currency must take into account three important factors, which are the monetary mass, the amount of money that is printed, the size of the transaction, that is after you print the currency, how much will its size be in the market, in shops, homes, and banks, and the volume of circulation, that is how many activities the deal of the national currency and how many activities the deal in the hard currencies include the dollar. Any printing process for the national currency must be printed according to the country's economic cycle, that is a sum of commercial activities and practices that occur on the basis of which the volume of the monetary dealings, as the economic expert pointed out, that when Iraq printed 40 trillion dinars and then reached 56 trillion in recent years, that there was according to the country's economic cycle, indicating that any increase in printing is more than the need of the economic cycle will create a massive cash more than the market needs, which leads to the creation of inflation that pushes up prices and affects the purchasing power of many segments, especially the simple and low income people. Okay, let's look at, I got some more here for you. Okay, the Parliamentary Finance and Council of Ministers will vote tomorrow on the borrowing law. We'll send it tomorrow. So tomorrow, Tuesday, they're voting on the on an additional borrowing law to borrow more money, guys. Remember, that's because oil prices are too low. Member of the Finance Committee confirmed the Council of Ministers will vote on the borrowing law in tomorrow, Tuesday's session, while the salaries of employees and retirees are likely to be released soon. In a television statement followed by the news, the state is not bankrupt and has multiple resources, including borrowing. He added, Iraq needs 5.5 trillion dinars per month to pay salaries, pointing out that the government withdrew the 2020 budget bill from Parliament before the members of the Finance Committee read it. He pointed out that the salaries of the retirees will be dispersed soon after converting 1.1 trillion dinars to finance it, noting that an extraordinary session of Parliament should be held in the purpose of approving the borrowing law in order to secure the employee salaries. He explained that the Council of Ministers will vote on the borrowing law at its session tomorrow, Tuesday, and then send it to the House of Representatives, stressing the financial crisis solved without the existence of real economic reforms. Again, right there, they're saying the financial crisis will not be solved without the existence of real economic reforms. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Financial crisis will not be solved without the existence of real economic reform. Regarding the work of the banks, Al-Sadi said the Iraqi banks did not apply banking safety standards, indicating the 35 trillion dinars are available to citizens so that they can be encouraged to deposit in banks. With regard to the ports, a member of the Finance Committee pointed out that there are 3 border outlets outside the control of the state in the western regions of Iraq, calling on the Prime Minister to impose state control on outlets outside the state's control. Okay, so again, tomorrow they want to vote on an additional borrowing law, but they're also telling you that the financial crisis in Iraq will not be solved without the existence of real economic reform. And you guys know what that means. Okay? All right. So here's an article. This is from today. It says, after the budget is approved, Parliament hosts ministers and many events and changes. Okay? So again, they're saying after Parliament approves the budget, it'll host ministers and many events and changes. Okay? The House of Representatives intends to host some of the ministers after the vote on the 2020 budget to find out their plans and programs to confront corruption in light of expected changes to the position of old general managers. MP Mohammed said in a press statement there are many events and changes that will take place after the approval of the 2020 budget, revealing that Parliament is seeking to host some of the ministers in the presence of their general managers in the ministries to reveal the future programs that will be adopted to reduce corruption. He described the managers who have monopolized long positions, the focus of corruption because of party blocks. Through them, ministries calling to change them, faster time to come with people, technocrats, submit their report to the House of Representatives and the Prime Minister's future plans. He pointed out, a member of the House of Representatives, that the Parliament has no minister a problem. We will demand that he put his hand on the corruption site and fight it in his ministry. Amar Malsad. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, I think this might be the same. Yep, that's all right. That's it, guys. So anyway, as you guys see, there's still good news creeping forward. The number one thing we're waiting to see is what they decide to do with the budget. Okay, we've got to see what they do with that 2020 budget. Okay, that is right now that's the answer to all of our questions. So hey, you guys are the best. Hope you guys enjoyed this and have yourselves a wonderful evening. Take care.